مرحبا يا شباب, welcome to a brand new video. So we are, as you can see, in part 8. Part 8, yes. And last time we implemented the repository, the implementation of the repository we did. And now it's time to create a new package. So now we need our ViewModel. So let's create the ViewModel. We need a ViewModel package. And now let's start. First things first, we're going to create again an interface, task, view, model. Okay, and to again, just to remind ourselves about the business logic, what is going on here, because the view model will be the instance in the fragment, which holds the UI data. So let's think about it first. We need a method for, again, fetching tasks. I mean, it's the same like the repository, but a little bit different. We need to fetch task. We need to fetch for a specific task. We need to create a task. We need to delete a task and to update a task. So let's start. Function fetch tasks, because we are talking about multiples. And we need again a status of type nullable string. And this method doesn't return anything because the LiveData objects just show stuff, and we are not returning stuff right now. Next, again, fetch task by ID. And here we need an ID. Next method, create a task. Here we have again a create request as an argument. Delete a task. So delete task. And to update the task. And we have here an argument of an ID string, and the other argument, the second argument, will be task update request. And that should be it. This is our business logic we are going to apply. And again, because of solid principles, I want to just for the actual logic, what is happening, just to give an abstraction here, so everyone knows what is going on, what these methods are doing. And now we're doing the actual implementation. Optional, enter, implement interface, task view model implementation, yes, and yes. And here we need some stuff beforehand. And this would be, this needs to be annotation needed here, experimental coroutines API, and a held view model for the dependency injection. Okay. Okay, we need again to inject stuff. Inject constructor. Well, after we implement this class, we will do the dependency injection stuff with Dagger Hilt. So bear with me now. Private val repository. Yes, through the task repository, and we need an actual class to implement, to inherit from. It's the by Android the ViewModel class. So let me do a line break here, and you see this class ViewModel. Where it comes from? It comes from Android X lifecycle. And yeah, that looks good for now. I'm just currently thinking about something, but no, it doesn't matter. Okay, just now we can start to add some fields in here. So let's start private val. And when it's the thing in ViewModel or in other programming languages, I mean in Android ViewModel is the LiveData objects which are private start with an underscore. So tasks, the mutable LiveData objects. Sorry, I'm just a little bit confused. Mutable live data. We pass in here a view state, and here we pass a list, and here we pass the actual task fetch response. There it is. Looks good. Don't forget the braces. Okay. And the thing is, mutable LiveData objects should be always private because they're mutable and the values can change. And we just write some kind of a getter function, but it's not really a getter function. We just have a public field which exposes the private field. So that's why we say tasks is of type LiveData, and we pass, I mean the thing is we can now pass everything up until here, I think. Let's do this. Okay, looks good by now, and now we're just setting what we are getting, and now it looks good. Yeah, keep in mind, always mutable LiveData should be private, held private, and the actual data should be exposed by another field, like the task, which is a LiveData objects. So this actual state cannot be changed of the LiveData object. And yes, let me just think what we need next. Okay. Okay, and we need some more fields. We need a single field for task, a single private field. So let's actually we can copy this or duplicate this. We'll just change here the naming. Oh my gosh, what I did here. Oh, wait. Back. And okay. So let me just duplicate it now. Sorry. Okay, now this looks good. And everyone else, we just make it a task. And we don't need the list. Get rid of it. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this and this as well. And now we are almost good to go. We need one more mutable LiveData object. Just call it private val. Is delete successful? And it's, as you guessed it, a mutable LiveData object of type Boolean. Okay, and the public field is just without the underscore in front of it. And this is LiveData of type Boolean. So, and now the getter is just underscore is delete successful. That's great. And now the thing is, we need one more method to handle this logic, and let's start with it, I would say. Okay, we'll call, it's a private. It's almost like, let me just close everything here, close. And then if you look at repository, we also have here some generic method for performing the save API call. We will apply some kind of the same logic in here to avoid code duplication in all the CRUD methods in here for fetching, creating, deleting, and updating. So we will call this private fun smaller symbol, bigger symbol. It will be again generic and any. We can pass here any data type. So let's call it handle response. Okay. Okay, handle response. That's great. It's curly braces response. Here we have some parameters. LiveData would pass in here. No, but just wait. It should be mutable LiveData of type viewState. And this type of viewState will be generic, success, error, or loading. So, and just let me do a line break in here, and break in here, and okay, and we have a response, but this response will be also a viewState, and will be also type generic. So we have an empty body right now. Let's put some logic in here. We say LiveData. What we are going to do is telling LiveData post value to assign a value to LiveData is the response. Okay, and then we're doing a switch case statement. In Kotlin it's when. Let's put some response in here. So and so and okay. Now let's check if viewState is success. Okay, if it's success, we are just logging some things now. So okay, just for development purposes that we know stuff. We know we're in the success case, and yeah, we just log the response. Will be pretty similar to error, just put in here error, and here we are in the error case, and that should be good. And else, just let's have an else block in here, and here we just say timber dot say else block, else case. Okay, and log again the response so that so debugging will be a little bit easier. And now we can start implementing stuff. So let's start implementation. Okay, fetch tasks. Okay, so here we need tasks because we have a list, and we say post value, and here we just say for the post value it should be viewState loading, and then we start a coroutine ViewModel scope. The scope of our coroutine is the ViewModel scope. Okay, is it imported or not? Yeah, it should be imported, but don't know what's sorry, we have to say launch, of course. Okay, now we can use our handle response method and tell it underscore tasks. Make sure you select tasks, And we say repository get tasks, and we will pass in the status in here. That's it. Yes, that should be it. Now we have, before we start with the fetching of the task, first of all, we set the loading state here in our mutable LiveData. Then we start a coroutine scope. It's as long as the ViewModel is alive, this coroutine scope is also accessible. Then we're doing the actual fetching for the tasks and setting then it here. And yeah, yes. So, okay. This is, if you take a look at now, this is happening. Post value, and then we're just logging this stuff in here. Okay, let us continue. Almost same to this one. To fetch a specific task, we just get the one task. Post value, it's also view state loading. So view state dot loading. Okay. View state is loading. That's great. And what we are going to do, we are fetching for a specific task again. Handle response, just underscore task will be repository get task by ID, put in the ID in here. Okay, that's great. Move on to the next method. For creating a task, we can do this here as well. Let's do ViewModel scope dot launch. Now let's say handle response. It's task, and here it is repository create task. And now I'll take the create task. Okay. Just jump now to the update task, because delete will be a little bit different. So let's, I mean, actually you could also move this passing of the view state loading in here. But yeah. Yeah, you can refactor it then. We need again ViewModel scope launch, of course, handle response, and we tell this one specific task to be assigned by repository update task ID update request. That's great. Okay. This delete method, the logic will be a bit different. We start right now with the ViewModel scope dot launch. Okay, and now we say when repository can delete, put the ID in here, curly braces. Now we just check for is view state success. So curly braces, when this is successful, the underscore is post value underscore is delete successful, we can set it to true. And now for the error case is view state dot error. What we are going to do is, actually we can apply some syntactical sugar in here and say post value false. So we know view state error is false. Just let me add some syntactical sugar. so our code is more precise. Okay, okay. And now let's add an else block. I think we need to add even an else block. What we are going to do is just say timber.d for debugging. Something went wrong. Just to log things, view model, delete task in progress, I would say. Maybe one of you has a better idea, and we can also get rid of the line breaks. I think it's quite readable like this. And yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. That looks good. And I think we are done. Yes, regarding the view model, we should be done right now. And yes, I hope I didn't forget anything, but yeah, nonetheless, in the next video we can start doing all the dependency injection stuff with Dagger Hill, so this gets properly injected in here, the task repository, and so on and so forth, as well as in here. This dependency injection should also then work. And so catch me in the next video. Ila liqa ya shabab.